Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. And this is going to be my video game review of the Darksiders 2. Now, before go any further, don't let this gameplay footage fool you. This game was nowhere near the caliber of gameplay that God of War was, or Dragon's Dogma. But they did get some things right that I wish God of War implemented, especially after part 1, and what Dragon's Dogma should have implemented as well. But we're going to get to that later. But with all my video game reviews, you can go ahead and look at the bottom of this video and skip to the part where I give my grade for the Darksiders 2. Now let's get started, shall we? Now I'm gonna just give you an overview, and I'm gonna give you just an overview of this game, and some negatives and some positives of this game. So pretty much the overview of this game: your death, of course, and you're trying to prove War's innocence. Now, War was the character in part 1. You're just trying to set out to prove War's innocence, that he wasn't behind the apocalypse that came and destroyed mankind on Earth and things like that. You do get your weapons, your power-ups, your typical hack and slash stuff. This game does also have some RPG elements. You do get, your armor and things. You can actually see Death wear it. All the weapons he equipped, you can see him, wield it. So there's also normal, easy, normal, hard mode, and things like that. So let's get to the pros of this game. I really have to just speak my mind on the Darksiders 2. There were some pros that really stood out to me, and with my reviews, of course, you can go ahead and read the rest of the pros. I'm gonna just give you my top 2 of 7, and the rest are going to be in the description box below. Now, number one that I really liked about this game, the boss fights were quick and straight to the point. There wasn't really any, you know how, say, God of War or any other game where there's like a three tier, like how you defeat a boss, where you fight, then the boss gets more powerful, then you fight the boss, and it gets more powerful. There's like 3 tiers to it. Well, the boss fights in here are quick and straight to the point. They only get 1 health bar, boom, 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 and when it's done, it's done. And it's quick, straight to the point. This is something I wish God of War implemented. Also, the enemies have health meters, so that was some things I didn't like, especially about God of War 3. How you be fighting a boss and you be like, come on already, how long do I have to kill this boss or this enemy or this and that and this. That was just something that the Darksiders really did get right. But there is a flaw to this, which I'll explain later. Now, number 2, this is another strong number 2. You can speed travel in this game. And, this was something that Dragon's Dogma did have, but I wish that you didn't have to use, the fairy stones or find a crystal to place on the map. You can actually go a step further, and the Darksiders 2 goes a step further. I've never seen any RPG do this before. This is actually pinpoint accuracy speed traveling. Say you're in a dungeon, right? You're about to face a boss. If you go through these double doors, the boss fight is going to be there. You can actually speed travel out of the dungeon, right? Speed travel out of the dungeon. Go to the nearest, wherever it is on the map, go to the nearest merchant, buy a potion. When you leave a dungeon, there's something called a dungeon waypoint, which when you leave it and you go back to the map of where you left, there, especially in the dungeon, you'll see this exclamation mark, this yellow exclamation mark, and when you select it, it'll take you right smack dab right in front of that doorway to anywhere in the dungeon that you left. It will place you right there. Not at the beginning of the dungeon. You had to, run your way back you know, to that spot, is pinpoint dead, like bam, right there, which was really, really good. Now, this is where all the accolations, all the praise stops for this game, and it comes to a screeching halt. This game really, really messed up a lot of things. As far as just overall, this game is nowhere near a caliber of a AAA title. That's why I said in the beginning, don't let these gameplay footages that I'm showing you fool you. I have actually 12 cons in this game, 12, and I'm gonna just go ahead and just say stuff that I think was important off the top of my head when I was playing this game. Now, like in the beginning, I said the boss fights were good. Don't get me wrong, the boss fights were good, but sometimes I wish they were just a little bit harder. Like when you play this game on apocalyptic, like we can take another page out of God of War. You know how God of War is, where you died a lot, especially in the beginning. Like this game slowly gets hard. Like apocalyptic is the hardest mode you can have it on, which is the hard mode. And it just feels like it's way too easy, especially when it's the boss fights. Now there were some boss fights in this game that were really balanced, really balanced. I remember I faced this boss called the Gnasher. The Gnasher was a pretty cool boss because it started off as this worm skull, like this skeleton worm. It was like had a skeleton body and it would look like a snake going in the ground and stuff. And these were the only, like, some boss fights do have, you know, some tiers to it. Like, you know, this worm, once you defeat it, the worm would jump into this pile of bones and become a bigger creature. And that was one of the best boss fights in this game. It felt balanced. The difficulty level was there and things like that. But unfortunately, not all the boss fights felt like that. It felt like, okay, all right, that could have been a little bit better. That could have been this. That could have been that. Number two, the action feels stale and bland. At times, it really felt bland. And also the storyline as well started very slow. You can only do so much with this storyline. Same thing like with Max Payne 3. Like as far as the woman being kidnapped, you can only do but so much with that story, and they gotta stretch it out. Same thing with this game. Like, for example, you would say you go into the underworld and you meet this corpse king, whatever, and the king, in order for you to progress the story, you want to go to this king and ask him, hey, can you? It was called the Well of Souls. Death had to go to the Well of Souls to help War out. So you get to this king, and this king is like, this is what you can do for me. You need to find 3 of my followers so they can help, bear this torment that I have as king. So you go to some of these followers that he wants you to retrieve. These other spirits, these other ghosts, whatever. You get to one ghost, and the ghost is like, all right, well, I'm the judge of the afterlife, people who enter the afterlife. Can you collect me 3 souls? And like, it's just everyone has a favor, and everyone has this, and everyone has that. And this is where this game really suffers. It's like, if this game wasn't bland, I'd be like, all right, yeah, this is this, and that is that. But that was some of the things and how the dungeons felt uninspired, especially in the beginning, and things like that. Like, that was just pretty much some of the things, like the treasure chest. Like the treasure chest in these games, in this game, it actually appears on the map. It's not like there's no sense of adventure. It's like this game helps you out sometimes, which is good, but they help you out too much, especially when it's looking for treasure. But the secret stuff, you have to search for those. But, well, with all that in mind, like I said, those are my cons, those are my pros. With all that said and done, what do I give the Darksiders 2? Drum roll, please. I give this game a D. I give this game a solid D. Now, some of y'all might say, well, Troy, how do you factor your grades? Sometimes it's about gameplay, other times it's about, gameplay, controls, things like that. I am factoring those things in, but most of the time is this game worth $60? No, it's not. So if this game costs $20, I'd probably give it a C minus. With the bland, gameplay, the dungeons feel like repetitive, uninspired, I'll give it a C minus. But you spend your hard-earned $60, Tech Games Etc. want to save you money, shawty. But but that was just pretty much it. That was just pretty much it. It was just like the blandness. This game ain't worth nothing. Why did I play this game longer than expected instead of just me normally? You know how I normally do if a game really pisses me off. You just see me in front of the camera just bashing it. I just had to see if the action picked up. The action starts to pick up, but the story begins to fade and wane and things like that. And I don't know if there's any multiplayer mode in this game, so you're really stuck with a storyline of a stale storyline of a campaign, and it's nowhere near as good as part one. I remember part one. I enjoyed part one. I just got stuck and couldn't beat it, but I enjoyed it. And especially they look like they recycled some of the environments from part one, some of the characters. You remember the Guardians, those golem stone looking things, or they make an appearance again in here, and it's just are they getting lazy or something? But that was just pretty much it. There you go, there you have it. There go my review for the Darksiders 2. And let me ask y'all something. Is it what y'all expected? Did y'all enjoy this game? Did you like this game? Did you hate this game? Is this game of the year, or this is one of the worst games of all time? Just go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section. I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you like what you saw today, please like the video. It really helps out a lot. And subscribe to my channel. And there go all my contact information. See you later. Thanks a lot.